Okay, well, I'm trying for the first time to going live with my French Press Friday. My coffee is just about ready to go. I was going to talk to you about two things, and then enjoy some coffee. I learned a lot about my students this week, and really a lot about where they are at, where their minds are at, and unfortunately, there's a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety out there. And I would say that my initial reaction, well, is one to just want to fix it, to want to solve the problem for them, even though that's not always possible, and maybe even mostly not possible. And then I think my other reaction is like, okay, I'm going to pull all my stuff away. You're stressed. I'm going to pull my expectations of you away so you can worry about that other stuff. And that seemed like a good idea for a couple days. But then I kind of slowly started to realize that I was not being true to what I feel about music, and that's that I feel like music is catharsis. Music is distraction. Music is the thing that I turn to when I'm going through difficult times, and it helps my mental state. It helps my energy, and it helps me connect with the world at large. And so, I don't know what it is exactly yet that I'm going to do. I am going to change my expectations to try to give my a little taste of that experience to my students when they're at home, because we get that when we're in the band room together. But what can I expect of them to do when they're at home? So I'm working on that. I've got a few good ideas, and maybe I'll be able to share them with you next week. But just a reminder for all of us that whether it's listening or playing music, that it is distraction, it is catharsis, it will help us. And art in general. In fact, what I'd like to do now is end with a quote from Walt Whitman. In Leaves of Grass, he has a poem titled "O Me, O Life." It's been one of my favorites for a few years now. It's meant a lot to me. And in "O Me, O Life," it's a question. It's the question is essentially questioning humanity and the existence of life and why do we bother. He says things that like humanity is the worst, but I'm even worse than that. So it sounds like a very depressive poem. But when you get to the bottom, he answers his question of why we bother with this. And he says, because life exists and identity, the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. And so that's what I want to think for myself and my students, that all this is, we're just contributing to our verse in this world. And I wish that for all of you, to contribute your verse. All right, here we go. It's time for some coffee. I think I might be the sole drinker of this pot because I think my coworkers have already left. So if you see me later today, I might be buzzing around because of all this caffeine. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, all right.